I wanted to work on another episode of the PSVR World show this week, but unfortunately I have to spend my time on other things and have something much more important to talk about. Don't worry though, the PSVR World show will still continue and will appear the following Sunday, and this Sunday the giveaway winners of the Copper Canyon shootout from last week's show will still appear on the channel in a separate video, so you will still get your prizes. In January, YouTube is going to start treating children-friendly content differently. One of the rules that determines whether or not a channel is children's content is if it contains animated characters that could be appealing to young children. So there is a high chance that this type of content could be put into the children's section. Maybe if I stuck to Beep's original name, Gary Johnson, that would have helped the situation. I have always wrote the review scripts for an older audience. The PSVR scene is made up of mainly adults after all, but the animation side of the channel is very family friendly. It's a horrible position to be in, because I doubt young children will find the main bulk of these reviews interesting, considering how in depth I go into about gameplay mechanics. The channel also isn't limited to the types of games I cover. Horror and intense action do appear. Sure, I don't usually include swearing in a review if a game contains it, but if a game has it in, it would still appear in a live stream. I've always just wanted for more highly edited reviews to come across as a family friendly piece of entertainment, but obviously would never filter how the game is intended to be seen. But how exactly is this going to affect the channel? Well, kid-friendly content will no longer have personalised ads, which means the ad revenue earned will decrease by around 60 to 90%. This is roughly how much PSVR World makes each month. Sure, it's not that much, but one thing that kept me motivated was thinking that one day the channel would take off and would earn more. But now with these cuts, it would never reach a good amount of ad revenue. Sorry Beep, your golden crown has to go. You can choose whether or not your channel is aimed towards children, but if I say it's not, and then they say it is, I will receive a fine. I'm not sure how much for, but you can bet your life it would require months of working on PSVR World to pay it off. Now I do have my website to fall back on, psvrnews.com, but let's be honest, how many people will cross over to it? YouTube is the largest video sharing website out there, and the fact that when you type into Google PSVR News, my website doesn't appear straight away, even though it's called psvrnews.com, then it's obvious I'm going to have trouble getting my content out there. However, I am currently working on a new website layout which will be more mobile friendly, so hopefully with these changes it will be a better place to visit. All of this has put PSVR World in a very difficult position. The majority of viewers, according to my statistics page, are aged between 25 and 34 years. This is a lifetime chart by the way, and look at this. 0.1% of viewers are aged between 13 and 17 years old. In the last 28 days though, that percentage is 0. The channel hardly isn't even being watched by a younger audience according to YouTube, and let's not forget, the PSVR is only meant to be played by people who are aged 12 and up. If the channel gets classed as a children's one, then it will appear alongside other proper children's videos, and will only be recommended there. Machine learning is already being tested on YouTube, and some of my videos already have Pepper for Pig and Girls Baking videos being recommended. I always knew that blooming pig would attack me at some point. Seriously though, it's already pushing me out of the PSVR scene on YouTube, as normally other PSVR YouTube channels appear in the recommended section. If it does get classed as a kids channel, then there will be a complete blackout on the social side of the channel too. Comments will be disabled, end screens will no longer exist, and even notifications will be gone. These elements really help build the community of PSVR World and help to keep everyone engaged with all the new videos that I create. So removing all of these will greatly hurt our relationship and how you find my content. You wouldn't be able to tell me when I got something wrong in a review. I am only human of course. Or if you didn't like some sections of the PSVR World show, or any of my other content for that matter, you just wouldn't be able to express your feelings. So it's also going to have a negative effect on where I take the channel in the future too. These new rules are starting in January next year, so if you haven't already done so, please join the PSVR World Facebook group or follow me on Twitter, so that if there is a sudden blackout, I can still communicate with you. I am going to put up a fight and will continue making content, especially considering how much work I've put into building PSVR World over the last few years. I absolutely will not make a new VR channel. I'm not abandoning the sheer amount of effort I've put into developing PSVR World over the last 3 years, and will not be guided on how my content should come across. I'm not letting anything have an impact on the creative process of PSVR World. Deep down though, I know that if the channel does get hit with the new rules, it will slowly die on YouTube. I have reopened the PSVR World Patreon page. Nah. Hopeful music will be fine. If you do enjoy the content that I produce, please consider making a contribution on Patreon, even if it is small. Any help at all right now really would help the future of PSVR World, more so than ever. My videos do take a long time to produce, so honestly, it is hard for me to make a load of extra content for Patreon. However, I can give you sneak peeks of what's coming up on the channel and can post the animated sketches there before they appear on the channel. It's also an easier way for me to communicate with the more dedicated fans of PSVR World. Let me know what you guys think, and if you have any ideas, please share your thoughts in the comments below. More so than ever, I will need help in making PSVR World have a bright future.
Ha ha ha! We finally got them!
You idiot! You do realize our channel has an animated character too?
Oh fuck!
Gary Johnson, put the bloomin' dog down.
Beep! What the f***?
I hope this was entertaining. I'm trying to keep things happy and lively, but behind the scenes, it has been a pretty dark time. Please consider joining the Facebook group, Twitter, and of course Patreon. Without support, PSVR World really won't have a bright future. If I have helped you during these last few years on your VR adventure, please try and help me and Beep continue to do so.